It's Sunday morning and I'm making my favorite pancakes. I love pancakes. There's so many recipes that I enjoy, but this is the easiest, quickest, and it's adapted from a Jamie Oliver recipe. And you guys, it's so simple. All you need is a cup of self-raising flour. If you don't have self-raising flour, you can add a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and a quarter teaspoon of salt to 1 cup of flour. And I'm adding 1 cup of milk, just 2% milk. You could use buttermilk if you have it. And I am now pouring in 1 beaten egg, and I did add some vanilla. I love vanilla in my pancakes. So I put in a capful, which is about a teaspoon of vanilla. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to whisk this up. Now, if you prefer sweeter pancakes, you can add a tablespoon of sugar or to taste. I have not added any sugar to this batter, and it's delicious without the sugar, but yes, you can absolutely add some sugar if you would like to. So the spatula, I just use that to kind of get things started, and now I'm pulling in my little whisk, and I'm just going to whisk up my batter to get out most of the lumps. So this is going to be a thinner batter, but I'm telling you what, these make delicious, quick pancakes, and it's such an easy recipe to remember. 1 cup of self-raising flour, 1 cup of milk, and 1 egg. Doesn't get any easier than that. Okay, now it's time for me to get out the griddle and get it good and hot. Now I've got my griddle out. This is a very well-loved, well-used, very old griddle that I've been using for years. And as you can see, I'm just adding a little bit of butter to get it all nicely covered. And then I'm going to add my pancakes. This has already been warming up, as you can tell from how the butter is melting and sizzling. You want to have a really hot griddle for your pancakes. Now remember, there was no oil or butter added to the pancake batter. So this is where I'm going to add my fat so that my pancakes get nice and golden and brown. I'm putting a little tray under that to catch any butter or batter that may seep through. And I'm just going to pour on about 1/4 cup worth of batter. You can make your pancakes as big or as small as you want. As I got going pouring my batter, I did make some bigger and some smaller. It just kind of looks fun on the plate, I think. So I'm just going to continue to cover my pan with my pancakes. And once the pancakes start getting bubbles and start, you can see that they're starting to cook and get golden around the edges, then it's time that you can go ahead and flip them. So as you can see, I got 8 nice sized pancakes in one swoop, and then I had enough batter to make another 3 pancakes, which my husband warmed up the following day for his breakfast. Now look at that. Magically, the bubbles have appeared. And this is when they are ready to flip. When you start seeing the bubbles showing through the top, they are ready to flip over. These do not take long to cook at all, probably about 3-4 minutes on the first side, and then once they're flipped over, only 2 or 3 minutes. And these are also delicious, topped just with some yogurt and fresh fruit and a drizzle of honey. Today we're going to be having them with good old Canadian maple syrup. I also have bacon in the oven. Oh my gosh. The saltiness from the bacon with the sweetness of the maple syrup in the pancakes, we all know that's a classic, right? So what I do is I have my Pampered Chef stoneware bar pan, and I just put my bacon on that, and I put it in the oven, and I cook my bacon at 350 degrees until it is all crispy and delicious. So it's time to plate up. Look at that, delicious. And you know, you just can't be shy with the butter. We're already being good by not adding sugar to the pancakes, but I also know we're having maple syrup and butter on top. So, you know, you just gotta enjoy them. And this plate is for my hubby, and I know he loves his butter on his pancakes, but I still thought maybe that's a little too much. So I took a little bit off. Now it's time to add some of that maple syrup. So good. I also love pancakes just with a little bit of jam. That is really good as well. And of course, you can do your strawberries and whipping cream. You can make your pancakes as decadent as you want, or go the yogurt, fresh fruit, and honey. You can't go wrong with pancakes. They're even good cold with peanut butter and jam. Just saying. Time to add the bacon. Have some fresh coffee, some orange juice. Life is good.